That's amazing.
The dogs.
Is that even a real story?
That's a fact.
This is complete nonsense, Greg.
Read a book.
I guess you are kind of artistic.
Incredible.
What are you even talking about, man?
Go for broke.
I don't even know what that means. Let's get it going.
Let's get her going. Keep her going, baby.
All right, Craig. All right, Greg's chirping at me across the table here.
Because you're an idiot.
He's got sunglasses on. We're inside. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Just wearing my sunglasses at night.
All right. You're that cool.
Yeah, dude.
What's up, everybody? Barkology Podcast. I'm Scott. Greg's sitting across the table from me. Before we get going, follow us at Barkology Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. We just started the Dog Pack mini vlogs. Check it out. They're just kind of short clips that we're putting up every couple of weeks. That, you know, a little bit of behind the scenes. In addition to that, some cool stuff that we're doing. Like today, we're playing golf.
Hitting the links.
White privilege sports, huh?
Oh, wow. There's a spider on your ceiling, by the way.
Yeah, I know. It's killing all the other shit that I don't want in my house.
Symbiotic relationship.
But we're also sipping on some White Claws because we're going to go golfing, and I think it helps lubricate the joints a little bit.
Yeah, so keep helping White Claw advertise. But, yeah, they're delicious.
They don't need the help. I just like drinking them in the summer, especially when it's 75 out and beautiful like today.
I'm tired.
Greg is so out of shape that
that's true.
He mowed his lawn yesterday. And actually, I stopped by. We had the dog out back playing with him for a little bit, trying to get him to fetch better. He's a retriever, but for some reason, he has a tough time bringing the ball back. But all you did was mow the lawn.
We did the entire garden.
Oh, okay. And weeded the entire garden. What are you domesticated? What's up?
I do homeowner shit. Unlike you, Scott.
I mow my lawn. I mow my lawn, boy.
No, you don't.
I paint my walls. I wipe my own ass.
You're an idiot.
Oh, man. So what's new, man? What's new?
God, just coming out of the quarantine. Been there for months. Not really sure.
Coming out. We're phase 1.
I'm coming out.
I want the world to know to let it go.
Well, it's just weird. Like, I don't know how to interact with people. When you run into people on the street, you're like, how should I talk to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's one thing that I've heard a lot of people saying is, like, even just watching TV or commercials and stuff, whether they were recorded during the quarantine time or prior or whatever, you see somebody, like, walk up to somebody and slap them up. They're like, whoosh, oh, God.
Why are you breaking
stuff off the wall? But you go to slap somebody up, and it's just weird. You're like, no! Don't do it.
It's weird, dude.
Weird times.
Yeah, no. We've been kicking it inside.
But we're getting some sun today. Get that vitamin D. I'm gonna suck it in through my bald head.
Do you have sunscreen?
Yeah, I'm bringing some.
Okay, I need some.
Don't you worry about that, son. But yeah, so we were hanging out with the dog yesterday. Oliver, you could tell he's not ready for the heat.
Oh, no.
Not ready for the heat. His hair's so long. He ran for like 10 minutes and he was just gassed.
He's such long hair. I feel bad for him.
And
I'll have to shave him or something.
It's not because he's out of shape or anything. It's just because he's got so much fucking
hair.
hair.
He's lost a lot of weight.
He looked good.
Yeah.
He looked
Me
good.
and him have been just lightening up.
Lightening up.
Down, dude.
Greg's working hard, baby.
But the cool thing about me just being like skinny as fuck, skinny fat, is like I just do like 3 sit-ups and I have abs.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't take anything. It's like no work at all.
Yeah, that's when you like look back at those kids who, you know, girls are like, oh my God, he's got a 6-pack. And you're like, yeah, but he weighs $140. Like, I'd be shredded with veins coming out of my ass if I was $140. Like, come on. But yeah, I'm not saying that you're $140. I know you weigh a little more than that.
I don't know, man. You saw a spot on my ass. You think this is a tick bite?
I don't think it's a tick bite.
Is weight loss a symptom of Lyme disease?
Maybe.
You're not a doctor. Why would I ask you?
Yeah. Well, I can give you an answer. You might not want to follow what I say. No, I think a tick bite looks more like
it's a
bullseye.
target. I get that.
Yeah, it's like it's got the bite, and then there's like a circle around it. I don't know. Could be a spider bite that just kind of bruised up.
It's not bruised. Doesn't hurt. I didn't even know it was there until Danelle said, "Hey, you got a big old spot on your ass."
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's been there your entire life.
Butt cheek.
Maybe it's been there your whole life. Why is Danelle checking your ass out so closely?
We've got one bathroom in the house. That's all I'm going to say. Gets personal.
Yeah, it gets personal. So on the podcast scene, I mean, I had to mention it, but did you see the Joe Rogan deal with Spotify?
Yes.
Pretty insane.
Yes.
Pretty insane.
Yes.
It's pretty cool, though, because...
Why don't you describe it to people so they know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Poor podcasting. We'll never be them.
So basically, they can look it up. Everybody has Google
Shut
at
your mouth
the
when you're
fingertips,
talking to
son.
me.
So I think he just signed a deal, from what little I've looked into it, for $100 million with Spotify, where... For the rest of the year, he's going to be on all platforms still and on Spotify. And then at the turn of the new year, going into 2021, he's going to be exclusively...
How many zeros is that?
6.
Wow.
And a 1 at the beginning. So then at the beginning of 2021, he's going to be exclusively on Spotify. And they're actually transitioning to have video, like through him. So his podcast is going to be live and do all this shit he does on YouTube, but it's going to be on Spotify. It's pretty insane.
I buy Spotify, and I don't have Apple anymore, so I'm very happy about this.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to all my music on Spotify. And if
and you can find us on Spotify.
Yes. Yeah, Greg.
No.
Barkology Podcast. But that was pretty cool, man. I thought that was insane because, everybody always says Joe Rogan. He's never going to sell out or do this or do that. But he's always been like, I'm going to sell out if I get the right deal. And $100 million sounds like the right fucking deal, man.
Who the fuck would walk away from that?
I don't know. Yeah.
No one's going to walk away from that.
I mean, we'd sign a deal for a lot less.
I'm like $50 I'm in. What do you got? What's in your pocket? A 20 spot? Deal.
I'm in for now. End of the month, $20.
Throw in that fancy pen and you fucking own me for my life. All right.
But
live update. Sidewalk shitter. Have not found him yet.
Oh god.
So if you haven't known, there's this dog that's just been shitting all over my sidewalk in my neighborhood, like everywhere. Like it's bad. Owner just doesn't pick it up. So I angled my camera, my security camera, so I could see like the entire street.
Oh, nice.
So I had just cars. I had hundreds
of cars,
hundreds of videos.
Oh, yeah.
Like the leaves would blow.
Oh, geez.
Cars.
You have it on like high sensitivity, so it's picking up
100%.
Like mosquitoes fly by.
So this is going on for like 2 weeks. Just so many videos, just crushing this camera. I find out the motion sensor wasn't triggering from people on the sidewalk.
Dude. You're like, wow, nobody walks their dog in my neighborhood. What the hell is this? Oh man, what do you have? I forgot. I have a Ring, but you have something different, don't you? Blink. That's what it's called. It's like the same thing, same as like Simply Safe.
Yeah,
they're all kind of the same stuff. Cool. Yeah. So that's kind of funny, man. That's pretty funny. Yeah, mine actually used to do that too, and then it's like, hey Scott, update. Your Ring can detect people. Do you want us to do that? I'm like, just give me that one.
No, I don't want it to see people. I just wanted to see stupid shit. Fucking A, Scott.
F&A. That's funny you say that though, because
F&A.
we took Utley for a rollerblade sesh the other day just to keep him in well, similar to Oliver, he's a little bit overweight, so we've been feeding him about 3/4 of the food we usually do and exercising him more than usual. And because my other dog Leah is double injured now, she's literally like the most injury-prone dog I've ever seen. Another topic for another day.
Triple injured.
Yeah, but
she's hurt herself a lot.
She what?
She's hurt herself a lot.
She's just going 100 miles an hour and just like break stuff.
He-brain.
But Utley, we wanted to get him, on a new exercise program, so we started rollerblading him a lot, and he loves it. He loves it. Like if other people are on rollerblades besides us, he freaks out. And I think I mentioned last episode, there's this guy that wears like ski blades, but they're rollerblades, and he uses ski poles.
Oh yeah, it looks like a pterodactyl.
Yeah. Oh my god, freaked him out. But we went rollerblading in about 4 miles in. We're on the way back. He's literally gassed, can barely walk anymore.
You went 4 miles?
Yeah.
Yeah, Oliver doesn't even walk a mile.
Oh, okay.
He's just got so much fur.
Yeah, he just overheats. I can see that. But we're almost back. We're like 200 yards from my house, and he just sits down and drops a dump right in this front yard. We can't stop him. Like I almost wiped out on the rollerblades.
Yeah.
Takes a dump in this front yard. Entire family sitting out front. Like we can't stop him. He's just like ready to shit.
Dude.
And they didn't say anything. They didn't really see us right away. So Leah's like, "Hey, I'm just gonna run and grab a bag from the house. Come back." And by the time Leah got back, this woman had come out, and she's like, "Oh my god, my dog never poops in the yard. This is crazy. Thank you for picking it up. Blah blah blah."
Your dog never poops in the
Yeah,
yard?
and then she goes,
it might be like one of those indoor dog shitters.
No, what she said
on the
is
sidewalk?
he's got like a spot like over like by the little middle school down the road.
Yeah.
Always poops there. And she goes, and what made me think of this was she goes, but recently he's just been shitting on the sidewalk. And I'm like, God damn it, lady! Like your dog poops everywhere but your yard. Like, are you kidding me?
Oliver doesn't poop in our yard.
Oh well, that's cool.
Once upon a time, he used to,
but
and then someone decided, oh, let's take him out to the street to poop. And then someone decided, let's take him next door to poop. So next door now has turned into like a mile-long walk for this dog to shit. So we go on fucking mile-long walks like 3 times a day now.
Oh, he poops at like the furthest point away from your house.
Yeah, he just like he holds his shit in until he gets a walk now.
At least he's not like that lady who's freaking just letting her dog crap on the sidewalk and like in the middle school, like feces everywhere.
Dude.
What's up?
I watched the movies that you told me to watch.
Which ones?
You made fun of me last time.
Which ones?
Do you remember?
I remember making fun of you, but I don't remember.
You're going to throw out insults, and you're not even going to remember what they were?
Yep. So go ahead.
John Wick.
John Wick.
Watch 1 and 2. Keanu Reeves, still an awful actor. But the man knows how to handle a gun.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's insane.
Through the whole movie, he looks super awkward when he's running around with the pistol. Because every time anyone films with the pistol, they're shooting like fucking behind the hip and shit. Like, behind the head. He's actually holding it the right way.
Oh, yeah.
So he looks ridiculous, but clearly he's doing it right.
He went through like so much training for that, and there's so many videos online where you can watch that. But the one that we played a little portion of it on the podcast is John Wick 3.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you got to watch that. It's like a 20-minute long, like 2 Belgian Malinois fight scene. The Belgian Malinois alone kill 25 people. Then Keanu kills another 40, and then it's the girl from Swordfish that dumped her tits out. She's the woman. She's the woman. She probably had another 30 kills. Yeah. So you're like, this is pretty outrageous, but it looks good because he did the appropriate training.
What's her name? Whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Also,
Halle Berry.
Yeah.
That's who it is.
I watched Extraction. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
It's a Netflix original, right?
I don't know.
It's coming out. Netflix is coming. It is. I'm pretty sure, but they're coming out with some phenomenal stuff. Great movie.
Chris Hemsworth. Yeah. Thor's in it, which is pretty sweet.
And he actually shows range in his acting.
More range.
More than Thor.
More range.
More than Thor.
Yeah, but he's kind of killed Thor, so it doesn't matter what else he does from there. He's just going to suck. But yeah.
Yeah, he'll always be Thor.
The director, Sam Haingervin something, insane.
What do you mean?
In that movie, there's a 15-minute single-shot fight scene.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Which is insane.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
Insane.
Well,
like, you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
Like, you feel like you're just walking behind the guy. Like, it's crazy.
Well, have you seen 1917 yet?
No.
The whole movie's one shot.
What?
The whole movie is one shot. It's World War I, and the whole movie.
They do cut scenes, right? Like, how is that possible? What?
I don't know. Well, it looks like it's one shot. I mean, I'm sure they cut, but there's multiple.
Then it's not one shot.
It's more than that. There's a couple points where it's all from the same point of view.
I think you're confused. It's from one person's. So it's first person.
No,
it's a first person shooter.
It's like third
person shooter.
Shut up. No, but like the whole thing is based on this. These 2 guys in World War I in the trenches. They have to deliver a message to the front line by themselves, and the whole movie is like the whole movie is based on like an hour and a half or 2 hours, however long it is, and the cameras follow. I think that it's one long thing. It's one long thing, man. They just
rock a GoPro and just like the whole time.
It's not on them. There's a camera with them the whole time, following through the trenches, the front line, running this, that. I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy.
You have to check it out. Get a lot of trench foot in that movie.
Trench foot, yeah. A kid in my high school on the soccer team, he got trench foot. It was pretty disgusting because he just never.
Tembrock got trench foot when he was in training for the Marines. Or something.
I can see that. But a kid that just doesn't frickin' take his socks off, like dry his feet off. You all right?
Yeah, it's just a cough, a heavy cough, dry cough. Don't worry about it.
It's extra dry.
Trained Oliver.
Hang on, real quick. 1917
Oh,
looks
God,
like the
here we-
entire movie is in a single shot with no cuts. Of course, it took more than 100 minutes or even single day to make the film. Director Sam Mendes, cinematographer Roger Deakins still filmed impressively long takes to combine the shots seamlessly. So there's like 15, 20, 30-minute shots. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, so go ahead. You trained Oliver?
Trained Oliver to pretty much walk 100% off leash. Like he will walk by a dog and not even acknowledge it.
It's pretty sick, man.
The only thing he fails at is when someone says, "Oh, that is such a good boy."
Oh, and then he's
Just like, "Woo!" Just goes right, runs right up to him. I'm like, why would you say that word?
Well, yesterday whenever I'd kind of like raise my voice to a higher octave, he just literally roll onto his back and show me his nutsack.
Yeah, dude, he was just showing you how big his nuts are. Like, look at these bad boys.
Look at these.
These
Check
little
these out.
Tiny dick.
Yeah, that's impressive though, especially because Oliver is like he's still a puppy pretty much, and he was pretty high energy.
On.
What's that?
We gotta have his trainer on sometimes. I keep fucking up.
I know
need
you
to
keep
reach out
forgetting
to
to
her.
ask her. But you know, Utley can walk not on a leash now, but it's just because his personality and his demeanor is so laid back. He's like, don't give a shit.
He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna run away." Oh wait,
Nah.
running away is way over there.
In the first dog pack mini vlogs, we have a walk or a hike we did, and he literally, if he wasn't fetching a stick, he wouldn't go more than like 20 feet in front of us without looking back and like checking in. Like, you guys still there? Like, he gets so jammed up. He like can't be more than 20 feet away. It's hilarious.
Dude, I even trained him to basically stop before he crosses the street.
Yeah, that's a
And
good one.
He won't go until I tell him to cross.
That's what you need, because if your dog runs in the road, probably gonna get hit by a car, huh? Yeah.
That's like the one thing you have to worry about. I'm like, I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
Come on, don't die duty.
That's
That's
good.
what dads are.
That's
Dads are.
what dads are for. That's what dog dads are
Dads,
for.
don't die duty.
Sorry.
Right?
Got excited, yeah.
Dog moms, you can worry about all the other things. Dads are just don't die duty.
Well, let me run through Leah the dog's injuries of her life so far, and then you can imagine how shitty I've felt as a dog dad. So the very first one
Is she
was
dead?
No, she's alive.
Is
she's
she
alive.
You're doing all
Hang on,
right.
Hang on. Now that I think about it, she has some pretty ridiculous injuries. One, she was, I think, about 5 months old. It was basically a month or two after I got her. We were out on the lake. She was a natural swimmer from the beginning, but she went to jump off the swim platform in the back, and her paw slid in between the back of the boat and a rail, and she like front flipped into the water, broke her paw. Like,
Oliver does not swim very good. We
Yeah.
took him to the lake, and he just like maybe it was too cold or something, but he like wouldn't go in.
Too
He
cold.
would go in. He was
He's a
in, but, like,
retriever, bro.
He wouldn't go deep enough to where he had to actually swim.
You got to force him. Utley didn't
What's
swim
tough,
until he
too,
was 1.5, and then I
it's-
made him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna throw him in off the dock.
Well, like what?
Careful, people! Don't get too
don't
upset.
don't
The
throw
water
your
off
dogs.
this dock is literally like 2 feet.
But no,
That's
like,
the other
if
issue.
you don't
It's not
train them,
deep.
if you don't train them when they're little, though, when they're puppies, it's like their ass always sinks. It's like they're not like 100%.
He has a fat ass, so he is sinking like
sinking
a
to the
rock.
bottom. So in addition to that one, we actually, because we were on the lake, we had to go back into the village, and then I had to walk a mile with her in my arms to the vet. It's a small town. Second one, we were up at the island in Canada, and she stuck her face in a beehive or like an ant's nest or something. Got stung all over her face. Face swelled up. She looked like a Shar Pei. Okay, thought she was gonna die. Had to call our like friend vet, and she was like, "Just give him a shit ton of Benadryl. He'll be all right." Because we've talked about it before.
Be all right.
She'll be all right.
Actually, I shouldn't assume her gender.
Hey, she might want to be a man.
You don't know.
Yeah, so
Maybe that day, maybe that hour.
maybe that
You
hour.
never
Who
know.
knows? But she like swelled up. We gave her a ton of Benadryl. She ended up being fine. Then she tore her ACL, and now she just yesterday.
Tore her other ACL?
No, it looked like she broke. Oh, maybe tore her
Potentially
other
tore her
ACL.
ACL.
And now her front paw, she was like running around in the backyard. It looks like she broke her toe.
Yeah, and she's gotten dead tail like 4
Oh
times.
yeah, she gets drop tail all
Dropped
the
out
time.
all the time. Jesus Christ, dude.
So she just goes. She goes, baby. Also, I think I'm starting to sweat, dude. Are you sweating? Are we sweating before we golf?
I'm always sweating.
Yeah.
I sweat a lot last night. That's probably why I'm so tired. I'm
Yeah.
dehydrated.
Yeah, dude.
I went in your fridge to try and find coconut water because you always have a full fridge of coconut water. And it wasn't a single
Not during
thing.
quarantine, man.
I'm like, I needed like,
I have some Noon tablets.
I was like,
salt tablets.
oh yeah.
Wait, I'll give you one afterwards.
Oh, my health isn't important.
You'll be fine, dude.
Okay, let me just fucking
Yeah.
wither into a raisin.
But we haven't. We might be. We
I-
haven't turned the
I-
AC on,
I
so
am
it's
a raisin.
probably like 80 degrees in this studio right now. So And I'm drinking hot coffee.
Fucking idiot. All right, that's all I did the entire fucking quarantine.
I was thinking about leaving this to the dog news segment, but I actually saw a pretty funny. I guess it was touching.
What did I just send over to you? Something good.
Look it up.
Oh, the Bush's Beans dog died like 3 years ago. If anyone,
The Bush's Beans.
Bush's Beans.
Oh, interesting. I don't remember there being a dog on the front.
Look it up, dude.
Bush's
How do you
Beans?
not know the Bush's Beans dog?
I'm sure I'll know right when I look it up. Bush's Beans dog.
Buddy, I think his name is.
Oh, he's a golden retriever.
Beautiful golden.
He's like one of the
The original golden retrievers.
they're more of they have more of a red coat.
very, very red, almost brown coat.
This is the dog my grandma had when I was growing up. I loved her.
Doesn't it make you sad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it died like 3 years ago. I think. I'm pretty sure though. The recasting.
Well, I'd have to say that there's probably been multiple. You all right?
Yeah.
Multiple Bush's Beans dogs throughout the duration of that.
I think they just animated it now.
Yeah, look, it looks almost cartoony. They're like, all right, we've killed too many dogs. Let's just turn it into a cartoon.
Yeah.
I guess. All right, but wait,
He's like Batman Begins. Ra's al Ghul never dies.
Yeah, he just keeps coming back. That's a good
He's an
reference.
idea.
Oh yeah, so it was pretty touching though. I saw it the other day. I was thinking about putting it in
Batman.
No, I am Batman. Anybody can be Batman as long as you say it like that. No, I'm Batman.
No, I am Batman.
So I saw it though, and it was this girl who I don't know. She was handicapped, and she had a service dog. Went from like the time she was able to go to school, and then it was her elementary or middle school picture, and she took the picture with her dog, her service dog, in the picture, and they both looked so happy. I thought it was so cool. I've never seen that before.
Oh, and like the yearbook?
Yeah, the yearbook
Bro, I
picture.
would so do that.
I was like,
jealous,
oh my
dude.
God, that's awesome. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. So yeah, I was thinking about putting it in the news, but I was like, not really newsworthy, but pretty cute.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So before we get into the stories, I'm hoping, and I think we talked about this, maybe last year.
Don't hope,
a
do.
full year ago. But when we were golfing last year, there was this golf course we always played on where homes were basically in the fairway.
Oh, yeah.
Like the course goes through a neighborhood, basically. You hit a lot of houses, but that's the price you pay to be living on a golf course, I guess.
I broke a window.
Yeah. You don't want to tell anybody that. I'm sure you have insurance. But there was this one house, and it was always on like hole 1, actually.
Yep.
And hole 1 and then like hole 7. But you just hear stuff ruffling around in the bushes, and you're like, what the hell? What the hell's going on? Sometimes you'd see deer, you'd see squirrels, all this kind of stuff. But there was always this one golden retriever that I would see, hole 1, 7. He basically owned the course. He'd be carrying around a flat soccer ball in his mouth.
Just pop out of the
Just
woods.
hanging out, yeah. But it always like kind of scared me because I'd be like
Yeah,
chipping
pretty dope.
out of the edge, and then I'd be like, "What the hell's that?" And it's just this dog doping around. Yeah,
Just like rummaging through.
just doping around. I thought it was hilarious. All right, you want to get into the stories?
I guess. Let me go first.
Go first.
Do you have 2 or 1?
I have one, and it's printed
Yeah, I have
in
one.
extra large print.
That's all right. I have one printed in basically white ink on white paper. So here, you can't really read it. So I'm gonna do my best. So this story is about 7 honored dogs who saved lives from the Blitz bombing.
The Blitz bombing,
Any idea what war that was?
World War II.
Yep.
Blitzkrieg. The Blitzkrieg.
Yep.
Your family knows about that.
No.
Your extended family. Gregory Wagner.
All right. I may have some German roots, and my ancestors may have come over and said they were Nazis so that they could just get asylum.
Okay. So you contributed to the start of that.
I don't know. I wasn't alive. I don't know. I wasn't there. All right. 7 dogs became famous in history as heroes for having saved many lives from ruined buildings during the German bombing campaign on British cities during World War II.
Dos. Dabia dos. That's cool. So they're almost like they do that now, and I watched a recent documentary, or maybe a couple years ago, but how it might have been in like Poland or where is somewhere. I can't remember where it was. What's attached to Russia?
Dude, you know I'm terrible at geography.
Geography's not good. I can't think of it right now.
Austria.
No. Either way, but yeah, how they utilize dogs for like fallen buildings or
Austria.
anything like that still today. It's pretty cool. So
Like 9/11.
it's been going on for a long time. Yeah, 9/11.
God bless.
God bless.
We'll never forget. All right, when the Germans failed to cripple Britain's air power in anticipation of a land invasion, Hitler decided to create sheer terror as his weapon of choice in hopes that the government would surrender on September 7th, 1940. The Luftwaffe.
Luftwaffe? All right.
So that's the Nazi German Air Force, if you didn't know.
Cool.
Began a bombing campaign against London and other British cities. The bombings, which occurred mostly at night, became known as the Blitz, an abbreviation of the German word Blitzkrieg,
Bingo.
meaning lightning war. Did you read this before?
No.
Is that why you knew what Blitzkrieg was?
No. I just am smart.
You didn't learn anything in school because you're an idiot. So.
Smarter than you.
No, you're not. All right, sorry. Easily distracted. The attacks continued for 8 months, ending in May 11th, 1941, when more than 1 million were homeless and tens of thousands were injured and killed, including many civilians. But the Luftwaffe failed at what they were hoping for. More would have died if it weren't for the following dogs.
Oh, shit. Savior. You know what's crazy, though? My brother-in-law, Brad, he reads a lot of World War II history books.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard him mention during one of our conversations at some point, like, just like the impact that Goebbels had on propaganda and all that shit's so insane. Like, it's kind of...
Goebbels?
Goebbels.
I don't know what any of those words are.
He's like Hitler's right-hand man that that led the propaganda scene and things like that. But, like, it's reminiscent of, like, what's going on today.
100%.
Like, fucking what's going on with COVID-19. It's like, are you out of your mind? Like, look at the statistics. And, like, now that they've stopped reporting every death as a COVID death, you're like, oh, wait, we're fine. Sorry, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't want to
Just don't be
that.
fat.
I'm so tired
in New York
of
City, where
COVID.
all the deaths have happened, the number one contributing factor was being obese.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Look at
just
that.
don't be fat.
Not that easy for some, Scott.
I know, sorry.
I can't wait till you get fat. I'm gonna make fun of you so hard. All right, Irma, the dog, was initially a messenger dog in the war, but was later retrained to become a search and rescue dog. Sorry, the E's look like C's in this print. Yep. She had a remarkable ability to find victims buried under difficult places and even had a special bark to let her handler know if the buried person was alive or dead. Awesome. On one occasion, Irma signaled with an alive bark, and the rescuer dug out a man who was apparently dead. The man eventually stirred, proving Irma was right. Irma and a young dog named Psyche.
Just pronounce it however you think it could sound.
I know, dude. Why do I do that to myself? Like, no one fucking knows what the name is.
Yeah, you try to pronounce all the German and Russian names. It's impossible.
Psyche, who was being trained, helping to locate 233 people, 21 of whom were found alive. Do we need to check that camera? It just beeped.
I think we're good.
We're not. We do this every time. All right, so Beauty. He's a beaut.
Beauty. Hey, Beauty. So this is numero trace?
No, this is number 2.
Oh, number 2. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how to count, dude. Beauty. Not all victims from the Blitz attack were people. Many were beloved pets. Beauty belonged to Bill Barnett, a PDSA, People's Dispensary for Sick Animals, UK veteran charity. Okay, cool. He was a superintendent at that group who led a rescue squad for animals. Burnett would take Beauty with him on rescue missions to keep him company. But the dog soon wanted to join in the search. She started to dig in the rubble, and within minutes, Beauty found a cat.
So she's like, Beauty's an all-natural. That's like the all-natural killer. But I mean, by killer, I mean Seva. Like, they haven't trained her. She just came on the trips as for company, and then she's like, nah, I'm going to start saving bitches.
Dude, dogs just know.
Sweet.
Like that. And that was the first. That cat was the first of 63 animals she went on to save.
Awesome. 63. Holy cow.
Yep. Here comes Jet.
Jet. All right. I bet he's quick.
Is it
He's
Jet
fast.
Li?
No, he's not.
No, it's just Jet the dog.
Jet the dog.
All right. Jet was initially trained in anti-sabotage work and was later trained in search and rescue duties. So what do you think anti-sabotage is, Scott?
Prevention. I don't know, actually.
I think it's like bomb sniffing is mine.
Yeah, like prevention of any sort of like booby trapping or like they send them into a building before the other people go in to make sure
maybe
it's safe.
smell like wires
They're like
and
clear,
shit.
yeah, like clear buildings and stuff. Maybe I don't
Clear. No, not that kind of clear.
Yeah, we're not cardiac arrest.
No, I was thinking like the room's clear from enemies, but he's clearing the room of
Okay,
bombs.
continue.
All right, he saved over 100 people from the ruined buildings. Historian Ian Kikuchi, who worked as an Imperial War Museum London, said, even when searching piles of the remains of factories full of dangerous chemicals and poisonous smoke, Jet. Jet's incredible sense of smell was still able to detect survivors. He was not afraid to enter burning buildings and once found an elderly woman in a building that was already considered thoroughly searched.
Wow. So he is obviously better than us.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Mean, better than you, that's for sure. All right, so here comes Rip.
Rip?
I know, these are fucking
cool
sweet
names.
dog names,
Rip.
dude.
Rip it.
Oh, man, they're just ahead of their time, huh? So Rip was a stray dog after his home was bombed and was adopted by the air raid warden. Dude, Rip is dope. He was made the unit's mascot, but he began sniffing out casualties when taking to the bombing sites, a job he enjoyed doing. Like Beauty, cool. He was trained in search and rescue, but he wasn't trained in search and rescue, but took to it. So he's just another OG, dude.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Just a natural born sniffer.
Al natural.
He was credited for rescuing more than 100 victims.
That's awesome.
That's pretty sweet,
that's
dude.
like 100 more people than I've ever saved.
It's 99.
Oh, yeah? He's saving lives?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Saved your life once. You don't remember.
I don't.
You were in a coma for a year, Scott.
Continue your damn story.
I'll explain later. Off the air. All right, Peter. Here's Peter. That's not that cool of a name.
That's a very German name, though.
Say it German-like for me.
Peter.
These aren't German dogs, dude. These are fucking Allied forces.
Oh,
dogs.
Whoops. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Christ. All right, Peter. Before Peter was offered to the government for war services, he was always getting into trouble, such as fighting with other dogs and chewing anything he could get a hold of. All right, Peter. Scrappy little mother. All right, he was trained as a search dog and proved to be a good one. So maybe he just needed some mental stimulation. Huh.
Yeah. Hey, that should be a lesson for everybody out there who they think they have destructive
Be
dogs.
more like Peter.
And you get rid of your dog because you think it's destructive and it's just too wild. Why don't you stimulate that beast for a bit?
Dude, my neighbors fucking piss me off. There's so many dogs in my neighborhood that just don't get walked.
Oh, yeah.
This couple, elderly couple, don't move around so good, got a Labrador Retriever mix.
Okay.
So poodle. A poodle.
Labradoodle.
Labradoodle.
Yeah.
Mix. High energy dog that's really smart.
Don't do anything.
No, yeah. Like,
oh, man. That thing's probably chewing up couch cushions.
It's run across the street, like out of the yard, like 100 times to come see Oliver. Like across the street. Like I almost watched the dog get hit by a car.
This is a good opportunity now for them because they are old and they need to get exercise. Why don't you just walk your dog? Nah, all right, it's too simple. It's too simple for people.
Little dog, if anything. They're dumb. All right, so he proved to be a good rescue dog. He was credited for finding many bodies. I can't read that word.
Many, not as many as 100.
It's and. The word is and. The bodies and saving 6 lives, including the life of a small boy. I wonder if the boy's name was Peter.
Peter saving Peter.
It was said that Peter's speed in finding victims saved the men many hours of useless digging.
Sweet.
Right? If you don't know where to dig, then you're just in the movie holes.
Oh, you're just wasting your time. How many rocks or pieces of cement can you pick up from a building before you're tired? 1.
You're like 2, maybe. I'm like 100.
Yeah, if you know where to dig, then you can find people a lot quicker.
All right, so Rex and Thorn. Rex, trained as a rescue dog, saved 65 people by physically digging them out of the rubble and leading rescuers to them, to those he couldn't. So he used to dig these guys out. Oh, physically dragging people out.
This dog, okay, although it just said he saved many, he's a badass because he's
He
actually
saved 65 people by
okay.
physically dragging them out of the rubble.
Holy shit.
What if these people weren't even hurt? They were just like taking a nap.
Get him out! Get him out! Just drag you out of your house.
God. That's still pretty cool, dude.
That'd be hilarious.
He just goes in someone's house, not even demolished. It's just a messy house. It's like, this place.
This is my house. This is my home. Leave me.
This dog is kidnapping me. All right. He said his uncanny intelligence and outstanding determination helped him find victims in burning buildings despite the intense heat, thick smoke, and smoldering debris. Debris. All right. Thorn. So this is Thorn now, who came in. Thorn came from a distinguished line of search and rescue dogs. Was fearless when finding casualties in unsuitable situations. Rescuers were baffled how well he could pick up the scent, including the time he found a family trapped under a burning house, having saved all of their lives.
Sick.
Fucking dude, this dog's
This is Thorn?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Nigel Thornberry.
Nigel Thornberry.
All right, all 7 dogs. Every rose has its thorn.
Puns.
All 7 dogs were awarded the Dickin Medal. Interesting. The animal equivalent of the Victoria Cross. So, and this was in 1945 for the outstanding work they did during the German Blitzkrieg attacks.
Boom! Woo! What was the title of that one again?
I don't know. 7 dogs that saved the lives of many people during World War II.
Great story. I like that one. That was good.
From the Blitzkrieg bombings.
The Blitzkrieg bombings. That was a good one, man. Well
Yeah.
done. Well done. I like that story a lot.
That was touching. We haven't done the stories in forever. I feel like I'm...
Yeah, that was a good one. We've had a lot of kind of like, I guess, like quirky stories where there's no dogs saving people. It's like, oh, the dog fell over a cliff and died in the snow twice. You know, just like totally random. All right, so I'm going to get into my story now. Mine's not as long as Greg's, but it's probably just as good. All right, mine is called Nelson, and I'm not going to say the rest of the title because it's going to give away the story. All right, so Nelson, a Newfoundland, inspired the Australian folk band, the Bastard Children. Interesting.
We got to hear a song.
Yeah.
Look a song up, dude. Look a song up.
The Bastard Children? This looks, it's black and white.
If I was ever going to start a hardcore rock band, like Screamo rock, I would name it Satan's Mothers.
The Bastard Children.
Nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing in here. There's a lot of the Bastard Son. This is literally from...
You said Irish folk?
1930s.
What
1930s Australia.
Dude, I think everyone was a folk band back then, so the chances are
there's
we're
nothing.
never
There's
find
nothing
them.
on the internet.
They were all named Bastard something. Mother's Bastard.
Bastard's Children. Oh wait, that's
Bastards of the Corn.
All right, so let me continue. So he inspired that band, the Bastard Children, to write a song about his heroic act in the 1880s. Nelson's heroic act occurred on November 15th, 1881, when a cabman named Thomas Brown was swept away by floodwaters in Melbourne, Australia. According to the Melbourne Herald in 1931, so this is reporting on it years later, 50 years after the event, close to the gutter, which was torrent 5 feet deep, seething to a culvert 50 yards down the hill, a cabman was trying to keep his horse still while waiting for his passengers. At length, he clambered down to quieten the beast, and at the moment it tossed its head and knocked him down insensibly into the gutter. In a moment, he was being swept down toward the culvert. I guess in 1931, people were pretty illiterate.
So this was horse and buggy. Let's
So-
just get that straight. It's not a yellow cab,
Yeah.
which I first assumed.
Yeah, so cabin
1980,
meaning you're in a buggy
in a buggy.
with
So
two horses.
he's got the
pulling you.
horses in the water, basically just fucking getting sucked downstream, and behind him he's got people in his fucking little
Yeah,
buggy.
yeah, that's not good.
So he's just trying to settle the horse down so that it can fucking pull out.
You're
of
in a
the
predicament.
thing.
You're in a predicament there.
Yeah,
All right, so
that's like, do I just jump on and save myself, or do I try and
is
save
it 1930s?
everyone?
Hell yeah.
It was
You leave 'em.
1980. It was 1880.
Or 1880, yeah. 1930s when they're reporting. Holy cow. Yeah, you leave them. Survival of the fittest, man.
This is probably one of those made up stories again. I
could
think
be.
everything from
Could
that
be.
time was all made up.
All right, so
Prove me wrong.
William... What?
Prove me wrong.
Okay, we'll see. William John Higginbotham and his dog Nelson heard Brown's cries for help. By nature, Newfoundlands are water dogs, so Nelson's a Newfie. Their muscular build, thick double coat, and web feet make them excellent swimmers in rough conditions. Nelson jumped into the stream and caught hold of Brown's clothing. Because of the force of the water, the dog couldn't keep his grip, and Brown swept quickly down the block. Down the block. These are some raging waters, man.
Dude, I went on a whale watch in Maine,
Mm-hmm.
and the boat guy was just like, "Yeah, I don't need." He's like, "You don't have to wear life jackets, but they're here if you want them." He's like, "My dogs will save you." And he had these two giant Newfoundlands on the boat with him.
That's so sick.
I think his name was Scuba Steve.
Really,
no,
it
dude,
was?
Dude, look up Maine whale watch Scuba Steve.
Maine whale watch scuba Steve.
I had a shirt, but I was really young, so it was like a small, and it doesn't fit on me anymore.
That's pretty badass, though. Oh yeah, Captain Steve's Captain
see.
Steve.
Does he got Newfoundlands on there?
Let's look on deck. Is that what it looks like? Kind of like that.
I don't know.
He might have
Show
reinvented
me
it.
a
Either way,
picture.
check out Scuba Steve.
There's Diver Ed.
Okay.
Diver Ed, dude. Look up Diver Ed.
I'm not
dude.
looking up Diver.
Dude, you got the computer, bro.
I
You
know.
signed up for
I
this.
don't care about
Scott got
Diver
this
Ed.
fancy new computer, so he's like, I'm going to record on my computer now. Now he refuses to look anything up.
Diver Ed Maine whale watching. No, it's just coming up with drive-in theaters.
I'll fucking find it, dude.
All right.
Useless.
So where are we at? Where are we at here? So he's getting swept down the block. So that water's moving pretty frickin' fast. This happened a few more times before Nelson, Bill, and another man were able to haul Brown out of the water. The cabin's clothes were badly torn, believed to be a result of Nelson's efforts to catch hold of him. Yeah, he was really trying to save that mofo. Nelson was presented with a silver dog collar for his heroism. According to Bill's son, Charles, in quotes, Nelson never fully recovered from the efforts of the choking struggle in the culvert, although he was able to take part in the annual procession of the Albion Fire Brigade 6 months later, and half the city turned out to see him presented with a silver collar for his part in the rescue. The collar can be found in the National Museum of Australia. So they didn't say that he actually died. They said he didn't fully recover,
died
but he
from
basically 6 months
probably
later he died.
injuries. Poor buddy.
Damn, well, he saved some people, so that's pretty heroic.
Yeah, he did what he was bred to do.
I think that's awesome, man. I think that's awesome.
These were good stories.
Yeah. Dogs saving people, man. Dogs saving people. All right, I'm excited
People,
to go
people?
golfing. People saving people.
Dog people.
No, people helping
Same
people. That's from
I don't know what it's from.
it's from Wedding Crashers.
I know so many things. I have no idea where they're from.
Yeah, he's getting jerked
Dude,
off
my
under
brain.
the table, and they're talking about the nonprofit that they made up, and he's about to come, and then they're like, "Oh, that's really admirable that it was like Holy Shirts and Pants was the nonprofit they made up," and he's getting jerked off under the table, and he's just like, "People helping people, people helping people."
Dude, at one point in time, like, there's not enough brain power in my head to remember everything, so I just decided that movie titles, actors, were just out. I could tell you details of every single movie in quotes. Couldn't tell you which one they're from.
They're like, nah.
Actors' names, don't know a single one.
Oh my god. Erase, delete, delete.
I can't even remember the name I told you earlier in the podcast. James Helmsworth? Henry Helmsworth?
It's Chris.
Chris. I was close.
All right, bro. I want to golf, so
It's
let's
bad,
wrap this
dude.
baby up. Let's wrap it up. You go to that? Let's go hit
Yeah,
the legs.
dude. Where do they find us?
Everybody. As
Oh,
usual.
I'm on the Insta too now.
Oh, yeah,
so you
Greg's
guys
on
can follow
Insta.
me. I post the same things that Barkology does.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
So follow us, Barkology Podcast, Instagram, Facebook. But more importantly, subscribe, like our videos, the new Dog Pack mini vlogs on YouTube. They're fun stuff. Everybody loves them. Check them out. Subscribe, like. We love you guys. And to wrap us up, Greg.
Wag More.
Barkless, baby. Adios.
Boo.